Hey everyone, welcome to the video. I'm gonna show everyone how I do my black and white processing at home. So I use one of the Patterson tanks. It's 500 ml of liquids inside. And today I'm gonna do a D-76 process. So I got my chemicals in the bath here, waiting to hit the temperature. So I think that's 68 degrees Fahrenheit, 20 degrees Celsius. Which temperature should be about right by now. So we can get started. I already preloaded the film in the tank. So that's already good to go. It's the roll of the Berlin Kino 400 that I shot earlier this afternoon. So that photo walk video is going to be online already. I'll leave a link to it. And that's pretty much it. Everything I use is just a couple of beakers and funnels. So I got my fixer in here. It stains the bottle like crazy over time. I keep everything in glass bottles and I keep everything under my sink. So it's away from the light. I don't know how much it really affects everything. I just keep everything tucked away nice and safe. So what I do is I just pour out 500 ml in each of my cups. So I know exactly how much I'm going to put in the tank. Whoop. There we go. The fixer does last a couple, I don't know how many rolls exactly. I guess I get around 10 rolls maybe. You can probably do more than that. But I keep it around 10, and then I feel like it starts getting like residue inside, and instead of risking it, I just fix a new batch. So you get it in the bottle, and the dilution I do is 1 to 3. So 1 part concentrate fixer to 3 parts water. And the developer, I use the Kodak D-76. 1 second, I'm just gonna pour 500 ml in here. So I use a D-76, and I get it in powdered form, and you just the powdered form makes 1 gallon, so that's like 3.8 liters. And what I do is I just have a big tub where I follow the instructions and measure the developer out. It's supposed to be mixed up, I guess. So the first step is I want to make sure my temperatures are okay before I start. So I got a little handy thermometer here. So let's check this. I want it to be at 20. As long as it's around 20, we're okay to get started. It does seem to be a little warm. It's at 22 right now, so I'm just going to give it a minute. And I'm not going to make everyone wait for this, so why don't we pause the video. I'll let this get the temperature, and I'll be right back. So we are back. So sorry about that little delay. I just want... Now we're at 20. This is perfect. Okay. So it's 3 steps basically. 3 steps. The first step that I do is just I want the film that's inside the canister. If you guys don't know how to load the canister, just leave me a comment below and I'll make a video of how to load your reels. This is pretty cool. I can do 235 or 120 at a time. But if you don't know how to do it and you're curious, just leave a little comment and then I'll make a little video about it. So anyways, here I have tap water, 20 degrees. I'm just going to pour it in. Let the canister as well as the film get to the desired temperature. I'm going to refill this right away. So what I do is I just leave it in there for about a minute. I have my iPad here where I have my little timer going. So you'll need to keep track of time for each stage of the development. So what I do for this film, for example, they ask for 9 3/4 minutes developing time. So what I do is I just get the film ready, give it a little rinse, and then I'll start the developing process. During the developing, what I do is for the first 30 seconds that I put the developer inside the tank, I mix it for about 30 seconds. Not for about 30 seconds. I mix it for 30 seconds. I stop. You tap your tank, make sure all the bubbles, any like air bubbles don't stay on the film. And then I let it sit. And then I'll re-agitate for 10 seconds every 30 seconds for the 9 3/4 minutes that this film needs to be developed. After that, you can use a stop bath. I don't use a stop bath, I simply use tap water. So I fill the tank once, empty it out. Sorry. Fill the tank once, empty it out, and then fill it again and stir it for a minute, empty it out, and then I throw in my fixer. The fixer times aren't as strict. I have the habit of fixing for 5 minutes. Same process too. The first 30 seconds I don't stop, then give it a little tap, and then every 30 seconds I'll stir it up for 10 seconds for 5 minutes, and then that's it. That's the end. So now we've washed our film, got everything up to temperature. I'll pour this water out, and we're gonna start the developing process. So just restart my timer. I got 500 milliliters of the developer, which is what the tank needs, and here we go. So I'm just gonna pour it in. And start the timer. Here we go. So the first 30 seconds, I'm going to agitate it like this. People do rotations with their tanks. I just find that I do this in my kitchen and the lid sometimes leaks, so I just do it like this, and I've never had an issue with it. It's completely up to you how you want to do it. So the first 30 seconds, we're just going to stir it. I'm not going to bug you with the whole 9.75 minutes of this. I'll just do the first rotation so you guys can see. 30 seconds, give it a little tap, make sure those air bubbles don't stay on the film. Everything gets developed nice and even. So now I'm going to wait my 30 seconds, and I'm going to stir for 10 seconds. So yeah, it seems like it's long, but it's not. I always enjoy the process. I don't mind. I either have a podcast going, listen to some music while I do, maybe even a TV show. And yeah, you get used to it. It's fun. And there we go. It's been 30 seconds. So we're going to agitate for another 10 seconds. And there. And like that. So on and so forth until you get to the end of the 9 minutes and 45 seconds for this film. So every film is different. Most of the time you have the developing times in the inside of the box of the film that you bought. If not, you can find charts online with all the information you need about developing times and how to compensate for temperature if your temperature is slightly warmer or slightly colder to compensate the time. So yeah, so I'm just going to repeat this process until the time's up, and then I'll meet you guys again for the next part. Okay? Yeah. Okay everyone, we're reaching the 9-minute mark. So I'm going to give it another little stir here at 9. 10 seconds of stirring. Yeah, I had to fast forward that part or else you guys are going to get super bored. So there we go. 10 seconds again, a little tap. And now I'm just going to let it go until the end. So that's it for the developer part. Take the little stick out, give it a little rinse. So I already have my water in another beaker here. That's at the temperature that I wanted, not to shock the film in any way. The developer, I'm going to put it down the sink. No problem putting the developer down the sink. The only thing that you can put down the sink is the fixer. Keep it in bottles and find the place that will dispose it for you. But it is not good for the environment, so do not throw a fixer down your sink. Okay. So now we want to stop the developing process. So like I said before, some people use a stop bath. I just use water. I think it's fine. Let's give it a little stir like that. Pour it out once. Pour the other 500 ml into the tank. I'm at 10:15, so I'm going to stir this until 11 minutes 15. Give it 1 minute of stirring, and then we're going to do the fixing process. Same thing, like I said before, for the fixing process. First 30 seconds, we're going to agitate. Then every 30 seconds, agitate for another 10 seconds, and we're going to do it for We're going to do that for 5 minutes. So yeah, don't be intimidated. I remember I was nervous, like the first time I was doing nervous. I just didn't want to mess up a roll of film the first time I was doing this, so I watched videos and like got informed about it, and it was actually success. I was actually successful in my first roll. Anyone can do this. It's not hard. You just have to follow the steps and make sure that you get your right times depending on which film you're shooting, because that does vary. So yeah, but we're almost at that magical moment, the reveal. Okay. Okay, so we're done with the stock. Pour that back out into the sink. And now for the fixer. Pour in your fixer. There's always like a little bit of residue. I think I use Photo Fix from Kodak. I don't know if they're all like this. This is the one that I always use. Stop the timer and stop the timer, reset, and start it again. So this is a 5-minute process. The time doesn't have to be on the dot for fixer. You have a little bit more flexibility both ways. But I always try to stick to 5 minutes to give myself some sort of like repetitiveness in what I do, I guess. I always do it in the same way. So here we're going to agitate the first 30 seconds. We're at 20 seconds right now. And this is fun. This is the last part. And then we're going to see what happens. Okay, 30 seconds. Give it a little tap. So now every 30 seconds, I'm going to agitate for 10 seconds. Same thing as a developer. And I always do, like the fixing, I always do the same times. The developer always follows the times. I just keep consistency in what I do. And yeah, it's always worked out for me. So do not be nervous if you are trying this for the first time. So we're at that 1 minute mark. 3, 2, 1, and stir. For 10 seconds. We're almost there. 10 seconds. And a little tap. I'm going to fast forward again because this is not very entertaining to watch. So I'll see you in 4.5 minutes. Sorry, I meant to say I'll see you in 4.5 sped up minutes because you don't want to watch me doing this for 4.5 minutes. Be back. Okay, so that was the last agitation. Give this little stick guy a little rinse. We're just going to wait to hit the 5-minute mark. Put that back in the bin. Remember, do not put the fixer down the sink. Put it back in your beaker and reuse it. And there we go. And that is it. Our film has been developed. So now what I do is I just rinse it. So I fill up the tank, throw out the water, make sure there's no residue of anything on top of it. So I do this maybe 5-6 times. At this time you can take off the lid because your film has already been developed. Let's take it off right now. And now this is where I'm always tempted to look at it, but then I force myself to stop until I do the whole wash process, so then I have a little surprise at the end. And it's super satisfying, I love it. This is my favorite part. So yeah, all in all, that took about 15 minutes, 15-20 minutes. And it's cool because then you're part of the process from the beginning to the end, and that's what I really like about doing this at home. Then what I usually do with my film, I scan it. I have a flatbed scanner, and once I'm done drying my negatives, throw them all through the scanner, and I can check them out on the computer, see if they need any tweaking. If you're interested in seeing a video of how I do my process of the scanning and minor editing afterwards, also just leave a comment below and I'll be sure to make a future video about it. There we go. Giving this a nice rinse. Okay, I'm just going to let water run through it for a little bit. So the last step that I do is I use Photo Flow, which is basically like a film detergent. The dilution is like, it's for 500 ml or whatever, it's, I can't remember. For 500 ml, I think it's 2.5 ml of the solution. It comes in a little bottle. Oh, it's here. It comes in a little bottle like this, and you use so little of this at a time that it lasts forever, pretty much. So yeah, the instructions are always on the bottles for whatever products you guys buy. Okay, so once I'm done doing this little rinse, I'm going to throw the Photo Flow into it, and that's it. Then we will see what we got. I hope we got something, or else it's going to be super embarrassing. It's never happened to me yet, so never say never though. Okay, that's it. There we go. Get this nice and soapy, nice and clean. What's also really handy to have is one of these guys, a little film squeegee. Just to rinse out any excess water, and then you can just hang them to dry. So this helps just the water to flow off the film, I guess. And so you won't have any water streaks on your film once it's dry. Okay. So what I do is I like to get the squeegee wet and prepared. And there we go. Our film is developed and we have frames. We have nice frames. There we go. Look at this. This is awesome. Oh yeah, perfect. So I just give it a couple runs with the squeegee. Get any unwanted soap away from it. There we go. And that is it. I don't know if anyone can see anything, but we have our strip. Our negatives are here. There we go. So now what I do is I have these little film clips. Put one on top and take it into the washroom where it's mostly dust free and just hang it to dry. And yes, I am excited to put these through the scanner. These look cool. Okay, nice. Perfect. There we go. I'll be right back. And there we go. Film is drying. I usually give it an hour or two before I cut it up and put it in the sleeves. And then either I do the scanning the same day or I do the scanning the day after. It depends how late it is and how I feel. But here I'll show you guys how it is. I just hang it in my washroom like that. And there you go. Put a little battery here to have a little weight to try and keep the film nice and straight. And that's it. That is my process. How to develop my black and white film. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, feel free to message me, leave comments below, do whatever you need to do. I'm here to answer questions if anything comes up. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe if you would like to see more future videos like this, and I'll be posting more photo walks in the future too. Okay? Have a good night everyone. Take care. Bye.